TheatreOne and the Rotary Club of Nanaimo North have teamed up to bring you a presentation, a production of Same Time Next Year. We're going to spend some time with the cast on this edition of Go. On today's show, Adrian Dix is sticking around, but for how long? In conversation with the re-elected MLA Doug Rutley and win tickets to the Tall Tree Festival. That and more in the next 30 minutes. You are watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. Nicole Busby and Tim Johnson playing out the roles in Same Time Next Year. It's a fabulous play. If you hadn't had a chance to see it, your opportunity is coming up. It's a dinner theater production coming to the Nanaimo Yacht Club next Saturday and Sunday. That's June the 8th and 9th. We're going to look at some scenes, talk to the cast and the director later on this edition of Go Island. Doug Rutley was first elected to the Nanaimo North Cowichan riding in 2005. It's a huge and very diverse riding. Annette Lucas sits down and discusses with Doug his aspirations for getting the youth and the young people in that riding more engaged in politics.
And what do you say? So you want to get laid?
What?
You didn't understand the question?
Of course, I just think it's a damn odd way to start a conversation.
Yeah, that'd be a great little icebreaker. Aren't you horny after your long flight?
I didn't fly, I drove.
From Connecticut?
From California. We moved out to Beverly Hills about 2 months ago.
Oh, how come?
A lot of reasons. I was tired of standing knee-deep in the snow and scraping the ice off my windshield with a credit card. Besides, there's a lot of people out here with a lot of money who don't know what to do with it.
And you tell them?
I'm what you call a business manager.
So how's it going?
Fine. Can't complain. Why do you ask?
You look kind of You okay?
I'm fine. When did you start dressing like an Indian?
There's a lot of catching up to do after two lovers have not seen each other in a full year. This is a short scene from Same Time Next Year by Canadian playwright Bernard Slade. Nicole Busby plays, what's the name of your character?
What's the name of my character?
Doris.
Doris.
Now, Nicole Busby, Tim Johnson, you two haven't performed on stage together for 15 years.
That's right.
Yep.
Why this show?
Well, Leonie asked me if I was interested in doing it as a fundraiser for TheatreOne and the Rotary. And I asked her, well, you know, who do you have in mind for the opposite part? Because
who do I have to sleep with, in other words, right?
Who do I have to make out with on stage? Because they said one of the things that my hubby and I are wanting to do more of is theater again, now that our kids are older.
Right. And you two went to theater school together.
Yeah, we met up at Malaspina when it was Malaspina.
Now that works for some couples. They can live, they can raise kids, and work together. Have you been able to tell yet if this is going to work out
I hope so. I hope so. I mean, one of the biggest problems is she's been acting, I haven't. I went, you know, and into the business world, so she's just running all over me on stage, and I'm desperately trying to keep up with her.
Is it intimidating?
A little.
To be on stage with your wife?
No, it's not actually. It's been a fabulous experience. We're really enjoying it.
Okay. Any parallels between the play plot and your real life?
Well, we try to leave our bedroom life at home and bring the bedroom life for the play alive. So they're really not the same.
Well, I think the parallel is that it's a love story in the play. Even though it's two people who are married to other people and they come together and have an affair every year, they have a really beautiful journey in their relationship because they get things, of course, from each other that maybe they don't get at home. So, you know, as far as we try to keep our romance and our marriage alive, they're having a romance of their own.
And what do you think it is, the connection between these two characters that keeps that long distance, very fragmented relationship going for so long?
Well, they meet once a year, you know, and there's lines where he thanks her because there's no responsibilities. I mean, there is. He's trying to pretend there isn't. But that's part of it, you know. They've got this beautiful little weekend where they can put the troubles aside and just, you know, just deal one-on-one with each other. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of relationships don't have that.
So we can use this play perhaps as a little bit of couples therapy and couples counseling.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, you could try.
Yeah, it must be a pretty messed up state to come and use it for that. We're going to get more from Same Time Next Year.
Perfect for date night.
We'll get more from same time next year later on this edition of Go Island. In the meantime, we're throwing things over to Jocelyn Matwee. She's checking out Hub City Cycles. It's a bike co-op right here in Nanaimo.
We used to have standards. I mean, 20 or 30 years ago, we had standards.
We have very high standards here on Go Island. This is a scene from same time next year. Tim Johnson and Nicole Busby. It's a fundraiser for TheatreOne and the Rotary Club of Nanaimo North. It's dinner theater running at the Nanaimo Yacht Club June 8th and 9th. You can get your tickets through TheatreOne. The concept of same time next year, there's a couple who are married to other people, each of them, and then once a year over the span of about 24 years, they get together for a romantic weekend, a catch-up weekend, and like reality, sometimes those highly anticipated romantic getaways turn out to be a little bit less than what was expected and hoped for, because I do believe that any moment the romance will end and they will start arguing. But I digress. We'll be back with more from same time this year after a short break right here on Go.
Son of a bitch who voted for Goldwater. You're crazy.
Doris, don't do this to me, not now.
Still ahead today on Go Island, this week in BC. How long is Adrian Dix going to stick around? And the scene wants to send you to the Tall Tree Festival. That and more still ahead today on Go. You are watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4, and today we are on stage at Nanaimo Center Stage during a rehearsal of same time next year. It's going to run as a dinner theater production at the Nanaimo Yacht Club June 8th and 9th. It's directed by Leonie Gardner, and I haven't met you before. And there's not very many theater folks in town that I haven't met, so it is a true pleasure.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Why this play? Why same time next year for dinner theater?
Well, first of all, we should establish that it's been produced as a fundraiser for TheatreOne.
Right.
And the Rotary Club North. And so
I love the idea of theater as a fundraiser for...
Yes.
Yeah.
Dinner theater.
Dinner theater as a
That's
fundraiser.
special. Because it becomes much easier when you're dealing only with two actors than a larger cast. We had to keep budgets very, very low. And it just seemed to be the right vehicle. It's a comedy, and yet that it has wonderful emotional moments. And so we thought it would be a right vehicle for the audience that we would have.
To find the actors who are married in real life, how did you manage that?
Good luck. It's absolutely incredible because, first of all, I knew of all the actresses in town, I knew I wanted Nicole because she's just, in my eyes, one of the most brilliant actors that we've got in this city. She's perfect for the role. You know, she's adaptable. I've seen her play many characters, and I knew at once she would be able to make the age transitions.
Right.
So
because it spans 24, 25 years.
Yeah, absolutely. So I phoned with all hopes she would say yes to me, but I knew how busy she was.
Right.
This is a fundraiser, so as I say, budgets are low, and I proposed it to her. Took a little bit of persuasion, but she said yes. And then she said to me, have I cast George? And I said, well, no, because I wanted to ensure who I had cast as the lead actress, because it's important these two people have a good camaraderie and a good rapport with each other. So she said, well, my husband's an actor. I said, really? And I said, well, if you want to talk to him, then I'm agreeable to audition him. So he came down to the TheatreOne boardroom, and we sat down and we read. And I
Looks
thought,
like they're having a good time over there.
Wow.
Is it
How lucky can I get? Because, as they say, the camaraderie is wonderful.
Is it a different experience for you directing two people who are so close in their personal lives?
Well,
Have
I
you
think
noticed
that
a
you can
difference?
yes, because you can get established immediately. You know, two actors that don't know each other, or possibly don't even like each other off the stage, right? You've got to build that kind of camaraderie and respect immediately. And that's hard to do. Well, they've already got it, being married to each other, plus the fact they can learn lines together at home. And I thought it was wonderful. I'll have to tell you a very funny story that Nicole was saying they were running lines because they're off books now.
Right.
And their son has heard them do this so many times. Apparently said, "Mummy, you made a mistake then." So she said, "Oh, we've got prompter and director at home. It's wonderful." But it's been a real joy to have them together. As I say, they're very, very comfortable.
A joy to meet you too. I'm going to cut you off because time is always way too short. We'll give you more details on how you can experience the joy of same time next year at the Nanaimo Yacht Club. We're going to throw things down to Victoria now this week in BC. Adrian Dix sticks around, yes, but for how long? You are watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. Fabulous hanging out with the cast and crew and board member from TheatreOne. There is a fundraiser for the Rotary Club of Nanaimo North and TheatreOne through the venue, the genre of dinner theater at the Nanaimo Yacht Club, same time next year, June 8th and 9th. Get your tickets through TheatreOne. Speaking of theater, one guy who is always theatrical, David Lenham. Here he is with his top 10 picks in music. And that brings us to the end of this edition of Go Island. Dinner Theater in Nanaimo, a rare opportunity next weekend, June 8th and 9th, same time next year. Get your tickets through TheatreOne. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.